2 years ago, a broken deck was printed, and several cards were sent to the ban list for a crime they did not commit. Today, still wanted by Konami, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you want to win, and you can find them, maybe you can hire the Opa team.
What's going on, guys? Logan JYA Drytron here, and as promised, I have got the Drytron pseudo FTK deck profile as seen on my match with Triff Gaming on his channel. If you haven't already seen that video, be sure to check it out down below. And yeah, guys, this is a fun deck. I actually just went undefeated with it at an OTS tournament this weekend, literally today, and it worked out pretty well for me. So if you guys want to give this insane list a shot that takes a lot of our meta favorite strategies from Drytron and incorporates into a bit of a gimmick, but a pretty strong gimmick at that, 2-card combo FTK, then look no further, my friends. Other people may have done these combos before, but I'm telling you, we've done it better than ever. So you guys want to stick around till the end of the video and check the combo tutorial too. Before we get into this, shout out to my boy YuGiOh, shout out to all of my friends from locals, my boy Aditya, who helped me fix this list up to the best that it could be, and all of my friends in the Drytron Duelist group. You guys are absolutely awesome. Be sure to check out your playmat, link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, what's going on? As promised, Logan JYA here with the Drytron FTK, pseudo FTK strategy. You may have seen it on Triff Gaming's channel when I dueled against him. If you haven't peeped that video, check it out, link in down below, either in the description of the pinned comments, or maybe both, who even knows. But I wanted to show you guys this list with an in-depth profile and show you some changes that I made that actually led me to go undefeated in my local OTS tournament this week, literally today. So it was absolutely insane. We adjusted the list a little bit. I'll point out those notable changes for you as we go through it. But without further ado, let's get into it. And if you guys want to see more Drytron content, more Yu-Gi-Oh content in general, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're just about to hit 6K subscribers, which is huge for me. I really want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watches and, you know, makes this possible. You know, it may sound like small numbers, but to me, it means a lot. So I just want to share that appreciation. Without further ado, let's get into this profile. Starting things off the main deck, here we go. Alright guys, starting things off the monster lineup, I'm going through basics super quick, okay? We've got triple copies of Alpha, of course, mandatory. Triple copies of Zeta, mandatory. If you're not doing this, then you're not playing Drytron, clearly. Triple copies of Gamma, we are doing 3 Gamma in this build, okay? And then we're doing 1 Delta. So I gotta point this out real quick, alright? I switched to this ratio, we are doing 3, 6, 9. 10 names, still 10 names, but we cut the Delta to 1 for a very specific reason, and that's to conflict a little bit less with cards like Pot of Prosperity. And just because seeing Gamma in this particular build is actually really good because it helps enable your combo, and it's one of the best extenders you can play. So I just want to point that out. Gamma is a far superior name to Delta in this build specifically. Moving on from there, we'll go through the Ritual lineup. Of course, we got our homie Ben 10 at 2. Do you think, guys, I want you to comment down below because I want your opinion. Do you think we as the Drytron community are going to get Ben 10 banned or put back to 1 or something like that? I want to know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear. Also, we're playing 1 copy of Ida 10 in this build. It's not mandatory for the combo, but it is good to have, and there's a lot of times you'll find yourself searching it. And that extra Natasha steal, oh that's right, the Queen. This card is legendary. I honestly think this might be one of the strongest cards in the entire Drytron strategy, or the Cyber Angel strategy, whatever you want to call it, but really, it's a Drytron card. We all know it is. And it's also a win-in-time card, but you know, when it comes up, Insane, dude. This is your going second strategy all put together in one. But yeah, that's your Cyber Angel package. Not too much to explain there. Just wanted to rave about Natasha for a second. Here is our guy. Here is what makes this the pseudo FTK. Of course, it's Amorphactor Pain. We've seen so many people seeing success with this card in different variants of Drytron, whether it be our boy Miles, shout out Miles, or it be any of the other talented Drytron duelists who are playing this deck. I know we did a profile not too long ago with our boy Esteban, who was talking about how he wants to try out this in his build. It's legendary, guys. Even if you're not going for the full pseudo FTK, you also still have the power of a Floodgate and skipping the main phase 1 when this is summoned. So, insane card. Another cool tech card we're playing in this build particularly is Saravis, okay? So this is good in general in Drytron, but not really in more of our traditional builds. In those builds, it's been more of a dead slot, but when you have an extra search, say you hard opened a combo piece, or you have an extra prep or something like that, you want to grab yourself a Severus, because that protects the FTK, and I'll explain that a little bit later. It also protects things like your Moy Beta or your Diviner, so really cool card. And for those of you who doesn't know what it does, if your opponent targets a card you control, a monster, you can discard to negate and destroy that effect. So it's really, really strong, really good. And of course, we've got our boy Draco Nids, the GOAT, coming in, punching for big damage, lets you OTK through Scythe. It's legendary, you gotta play that card. Moving on from there, we're playing triple copies of Diviner in this particular build. Diviner is a very important part of your main combo line, and the one Herald of Orange Light to kind of help protect your plays. Again, when you see that extra piece or that extra fairy, you can search out an Orange Light and you're bing bing bong bong, perfect, all set, ready to go. And that's it for the monster lineup. Going into spells, Triple Nova, of course, we're playing Triple Nova. This is one of your main starters. The 2-card combo commonly is done with Nova Zeta. That's the one that I'll be showing at the end of this video. By the way, stick around to the end if you want to see the combo tutorial, And yeah, so Nova is absolutely essential. You want to max out on it. Also playing the extra copy of Fafnir to kind of grab into it faster, or if you see it and Nova, you can use Fafnir to search for Medionis, which of course we all know is the best ritual spell in the game, and obviously for the Drytron strategy, absolutely legendary. You only need one. I'm just going to keep saying that, reminding you guys every time in case anyone's out there biffing playing too. You only need one. Triple copies of Cyber Emergency, search out any name. Triple copies of Preparation of Rites, of course. Triple copies of Pot of Prosperity. Again, I mentioned it in this build, especially where you're searching for that 2-card combo. You want to have the Prosperities in there. And it gets even better when you're trying to dig for side deck cards or going second cards, or you're trying to dig for that, that one missing combo piece, or, you know what, I'll talk about this more a little bit later. But on top of that, the other card that we're testing right now, Triple Tax. Again, I've railed against this card so many times, but for me, it's been working recently. I think it's a cool card to test. I've used it to draw 2 a lot. I've used it to steal monsters a lot. I've used Silken Hands a lot. When it goes off, guys. And there are a lot of hand traps in this current format. Or when you're playing through boards even, it comes up. So just keep it in mind, guys. I think it's a worthwhile card to play. And on top of that, a mix of, so this one's kind of like a mix of a going first, going second card, the talents. But then, of course, you got the droplets, all right? And that's our big hard going second win condition. When we see the droplets and 2 names, bing, bing, bong, bong, the game is ours. And then one of power spells, we've got 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Call by the Grave, and then the 1 Foolish Burial, and that's it for the spells. Now, we are playing 1 trap card in this build, and if you might have already guessed how I've been explaining this, and if you put the pieces together, the 1 copy of Thunderer Ruler, okay, baby? So you guys saw it in the video that I did with Triff. You guys know what the combo is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But whole point is Thunder of Ruler plus Amorphactor Pain. You skip the opponent's main phase 1. Use Thunder of Ruler to skip their battle phase. You skip their turn, which means it comes right back to you, and you're more than welcome to kill them. So that's why I call this a pseudo FTK deck, and why it's absolutely so insane. There are things that counter it. And if you guys know what those things are, I'm asking you to put them in the comments down below. What is the best way to stop this FTK from happening? I know what it is, but I want to hear from you guys, because we're not going to leak the goo in the video. You guys got to do that yourself. Now we're going to move into the extra deck real quick, alright? So most of this stuff is pretty standard as far as my Drytron list go. Got 2 copies of Moy Beta, of course. The 1 Fuko. Dude, Fuko MVP once again today. Won me a match against Despia. This always is winning me matches against Despia. I don't know what it is. This card is insane, you know. I think, you know, when you get drolled, whenever anything problematic comes up, when it's a situation you get deburied. I literally got deburied for Ritual, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to play through it, so I just made Fuko and passed, and I was able to kill him on follow-up. So easy. So easy. Fuko, legendary. Play this card if you want to win games. The 1 Downer Magician, honestly, low-key cuttable. I didn't even use Zeus today, but of course I would still always play Zeus. But again, if you wanted a flex spot, Downer is a flex spot. The 1 Beatrice, of course, mandatory. It's actually part of your main combo, which again, stick around to the end of the video if you want to see it. The 1 copy of Divine Arsenal Zeus, Big Boy, Big Chungus. Of course, it comes up all the time. That's sometimes one of your biggest backup plans is going for Zeus. So, of course, he's essential to play. That's it for the X-Seeds. Moving on to the Links. Link Karibo is mandatory in this build. We actually do not play Anima in this build. Just pointing that out for you. The 1 copy of IP Masquerena. This card is actually not mandatory at all. You pretty much cut this for any other Link too. It doesn't really matter that much. There's not many things to tag it into, but of course it's a great link to climb up into, and it's also, of course, we can tag into our Indestructible Boral Swords or our Apollosis. But the other link to we're playing is Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Phoenix has been coming up all the time for me recently. I think this card's kind of essential to play right now, so I'm very happy with playing Phoenix. Moving on from there, we got the 1 Nightmare Griffin, again a key piece of our main combo line, so of course you do have to play this card. And then we've got the 1 Apollosa and the 1 Boral Sword for closing out games. Moving on from there into the Synchro lineup, dude, you already know Black Rose. Again, catching Despia players with their pants down, catching anybody with their pants down when they don't respect this card. You just slap it down and you're just like, ha, gotcha. Absolutely insane. Guys, keep playing this card, trust me. And then the 1 Herald of the Arclight, okay? So, you know, nothing crazy there. And then the 1 copy of Elder Entity Entis mandatory, right? So that's full 15 full 15 extra. It's 45 cards in the main. I forgot to mention that earlier. And now we're going to go through the side deck real quick, where it's actually pretty spicy, so you guys are going to want to watch this. But I want to give a quick shameless plug to our GG for Free tournament series. Ran on Wednesdays. Join the Discord and the Twitch stream. Link in the description down below. You definitely want to check those things out. Let's hop into this side deck and bring this profile to a close and get into the combo tutorial. So, of course, we've got the triple copies of Lava Golem. When you're going second, you're just trying to kill your opponent as fast as possible. I used this to out a Boral End today. That card's insane. The opponent ended on like Boral End plus IP, and I was just like, and then he had a Chaos Roll that was going to tag out with the IP, and I'm just like, all right, easy. He didn't see his Rocket Engine, boom, drop the Lava Golem, proceed to OTK. Absolutely insane. Lava Golem, insane card. And we got the Token Collector to send off Beatrice, or the Banshee to send off Beatrice against Flunder, Sword Soul / Adventurer decks, respectively, if you can't get to your FTK, or if your Beatrice gets interrupted, yada yada yada. This is your alternate win condition. And of course, the 1 Zombie World to go with the Necro Banshee. On top of that, triple Dark Ruler No More, mandatory, and the cool thing is, if you have to Dark Ruler your opponent and then you can set up the FTK, it'll just come right back to you and then you can kill them, so it's completely fine. Triple copies of Twin Twisters for blowing out those backward decks. I did play against Eldritch today. Twin was really good. I played against Striker today. Twin was really good. The 1 Red Reboot, insane. Insane, of course. I think mandatory card. And then the final thing that I want to talk about big time here, shout out my boy Aditya. This is his idea. We're side decking the other 2 copies of Thunder of Ruler for when you go first. You bring these in and you completely cut out half of the combo. You don't have to send this off Beatrice and reset it off Griffin. All you have to do is successfully summon Amorphactor Pain, have its effect resolve, and then boom. You just set this card and then you win. It's really, really, really easy. So I'm a big, big fan of this card. And yeah, I like side decking the other 2 copies. I think it's a cool strategy. I want to hear what you guys think about that, though, in the comments down below. Basically, siding this in to go first to cut out half the combo, and that means you only have to focus on summoning Pain, which means you can run through so many more hand traps. There's so little you have to do. It makes it so easy. But that's it for the side deck. That's it for the whole board, actually. Let's move into this combo tutorial to bring this video to a close. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into the combos, baby. Alright, my friends, thank you for making it to the combo tutorial where I show you how to do the pseudo FTK with this particular Drytron list. You guys already know it's insane, so if you like what you're seeing, be sure to smash that like button and return for more videos. If this video surpasses over 150 likes, I am going to be releasing the definitive Drytron combo guide, which goes over combos for every single build of Drytron. I kid you not. We're going to be compiling all different combos from all different builds, and in the sequel video, maybe even we'll be talking about how to play through interruptions and a whole lot more. We're really going to try and make you guys the best Drytron players in the universe, and there's a lot of fun stuff coming for that video. But all you got to do is help get this video up in likes, and we'll make that happen for you. Anyway, I don't want to preface this too much. Let's get into the combo tutorial. For this particular pseudo FTK, you need Nova Zeta, or you need a 3-name hand consisting of Alpha and Zeta and another name. So those are the conditions. I know it sounds like a tall order, right? But think about how many ways you have to Nova Zeta. Think about the things like Prosperity that dig you into it. And I'm also going to flag, if you cannot do the FTK, it does not really matter that much because you're still ending on Amorphactor Pain backed up with an IP that can tag out into an Appaloosa for 4 if you're for 3 if your Amorphactor gets interrupted and your opponent doesn't have a main phase 1, right? There's still so much you can do. Or like a big Appaloosa. Like there's still so much you can do. So obviously if you can't reach all the way for the FTK, you just end on the standard board that the Amorphactor Pain build does. And I believe my boy Miles' profile, which is on a different channel, kind of delves into that one. So, and it'll probably be in the combo tutorial too. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys how to do this combo. Let's get into it. Alright guys, to start things off, of course we are going Nova. Nova is going to summon Alpha, and then we are going to link that Alpha off like so into the Link Karibo on the top. Then we'll use Alpha's Effect Engrave, pitching Zeta, summon it back, and then grab homie Ben 10 like so from deck. Then we'll use Zeta's effect, pitching off that Ben 10, special summon itself back, and then use its effect to grab the Medionis, and Ben 10's effect to grab the Diviner. So far so good. Seems pretty simple. I think we've done this probably a million times in our life at this point. We're going to overlay these two, summon Moy Beta, and use Moy Beta's effect of Foolish Burial, sending off Gamma here, okay? So Gamma goes to grave, like so, and then your next step is going to be normal summoning that Diviner, and using its effect, you're going to send the Herald of the Arclight to get your search, like so. So send that to grave, goes up to level 6, grab yourself the Amorphactor Pain out of the deck. Very easy stuff so far. Then go Medionis, detach off Moy Beta. You're going to summon back that Ben 10, because we're going to use it right now to overlay these two and summon Beatrice, like so. Then we'll use Beatrice's effect. Detach, doesn't really matter what you detach. And to send Thunder of Ruler from deck to grave, like so. Next, we can use Gamma's effect in the graveyard, tributing off the Amorphactor from hand, special summoning itself, and whatever we detached off Moy Beta earlier. And then we'll use Medionis' effect, reducing one of those pieces to add it back to hand. At this point, for the last thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Medionis. We can detach one off Moy Beta and send itself, or you can detach one off Moy Beta and send the one, whichever one you didn't reduce. It literally makes no difference. To summon the Amorphactor. Amorphactor effect will skip the opponent's main phase 1. And one thing I did forget to mention, there does have to be a blank card in hand, but of course you have 3 other cards that you're starting your turn with, because you're going to use that when you link all these off for the Nightmare Griffin, and then use Nightmare Griffin's effect, discard whatever it was. I just threw a Lava Golem in there, don't worry about it. Reset that Thunder Ruler that you sent off the Beatrice, and then of course you get your free draw to kind of replace whatever that card was, right? So you're fine. And then at this point, you're more than welcome to pass turn, and then in the opponent's standby phase, you flip up the Thunder of Ruler, and then it proceeds to their end phase. It's that simple. And it's a pseudo FTK because the turn comes right back to you, and you're more than welcome to kill them. I want to mention off of this as well, if you open up with Nova Zeta plus any other name, then you actually can go even further, and you get to keep the Amorphactor Pain on board next to the Griffin. So that means even if they're able to hit off the Thunder Ruler in their draw phase, which, spoiler alert, I know I talked about this earlier, and I asked you guys to guess in the comments, in draw phase, if the opponent removes this with Spawn Trap removal, then yes, they are no longer in the pseudo FTK lock. They just skip the main phase 1 because you have to activate this in the standby phase. So that is how you kind of deal with this combo, in case you guys were wondering. But you'd be surprised how many people don't know that, number 1. Number 2, even if they do, and you have it backed up with the Amorphactor Pain, that's still locking out Synchros, Fusions. That's 2 of your biggest decks right there. Sword Soul, Despia, irrelevant because this is on field. Also, we have Nightmare Griffin locking them out. So even if they deal with the Thunder Ruler, there's still 2 more Floodgate monsters that have to be dealt with. And then also, keeping this on field, like I said, it's guaranteed follow-up, because you can just tribute it for alpha when your turn rolls back around, go through your entire Natasha line and kill them. It's that simple, guys. I'm telling you, this deck is absolutely insane. It's a really fun take on Drytron. I say fun for you, not for the opponent, but it's really, really strong. So if you guys like what you saw, don't forget to smash that like button. I really, really, again, appreciate you guys. We're so close to 6K. If you want to sub, that'd be great. If not, no big deal. I just appreciate you being here. That's everything. Drykage, Logan, JYA, signing off. Have a great day. We got more Drytron content coming soon, and I'll see you chumps later. Peace. 心の隙